Okay, so hopefully we do not. Hopefully we do not get sidetracked like we have been for the last hour and a half. Um.
Mm.
So welcome. Uh, for those who do not know me, my name is Azriel Blackheart. Yes, Azriel, not Azariel. Azriel. um, no. Why do I have to wait? 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 Oh, you haven't hit the button yet. Okay.
I was just about to say start the stage.
Now I have to wait. I really have to wait. I officially have to wait. There we go. Cues the Jeopardy music. Dum 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 dum. Jeopardy remix. Dum 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 dum. Good. Why are so many people popping in?
This is where the fun begins.
No, I will not shoot you in the head. I will stab you just like you asked me to. Jeez. Okay, yeah, the first day stage fright is starting to kick in. um
It's all good. It's all good.
no, am I supposed to start now?
I think it looks like we are good.
Okay. Hi. Um, I was okay until I saw like the numbers just start like popping up. So, okay, it just ruined my intro. I was good a moment ago. Okay, so again, welcome, welcome. No, my hands do not move. You can't see me waving at you, but I'm waving with both hands. Hi. Um, for those who do not know me, my name is Azriel Blackheart. Azriel or Azzy. People will say Azario or Azariel, but it's Azriel. Um, I am a VTuber, pretty new at this. I've been only doing this since about April. Um, yeah, I think April 13th was my debut. I remember. Um, we did our debut with an introduction to my character, my model, my lore. Because if you follow me on Yodayo, then you would know that I do a lot of original character generations. So I very rarely do generations for like fan art. Most of my generations are original characters from a novel that I'm currently working on. Which is the title of our theme today, how to create a visual novel. So, um, let's set down some ground rules first. As we know, this may be a 18 plus chat, but we want to keep this as friendly as possible, as you know, smooth. We want to make this go as smooth as possible, and we want to definitely stay away from certain subjects. In particular, we want to stay away from politics, religion, and sports. Yes, we do not talk sports here unless we're talking blitzball. Okay, then we can go blitzball all the time. Anyway, you're not my manager. so, actually, yes, it is very possible to create a visual novel with AI. So some history about me before we go first. I actually am one of the, I guess, the way Glitchy likes to put it, or my manager likes to put it, one of the original 30. Like there were 35 people when I started here in Yodayo, and it did not have the same features as it has now. Um, the visual novel stuff was something that I actually specifically asked for because when I met the team in Yodayo and I actually met them, I met them at Anime NYC 2022, I explained to them what I was planning on doing, and they asked me to actually use their software to do so. But at the time, they only had 3 models and not 143. so, I actually do have a demo on my YouTube channel of my first attempt at the visual novel. But because I actually had but because I actually had a computer issue and I actually had to I'll put a link in the chat in a little bit. But I had a computer issue and I lost most of my data. So so for the most part, so I've had to start over. So I've been in the chat since November. I left for like a week and came back. I've been kind of lurking around. I haven't been very active until recently because of so many real life things going on. But beyond that, we are streaming live to YouTube. There will be a Twitch stream. The Twitch is streaming live, but don't expect that video to stay up. It will be coming down as soon as we're done. So that out of the way, our first hour of this segment is basically I guess getting to know me. Since I'll be here a lot more, you'll see me almost every Friday. And some questions and answers about the visual novel stuff before we actually start testing prompts. So where should I start? And I'm still gonna stab Lulu over there. So there was a question earlier, I guess. What was the question? It was about how do we create the visual novel? We're not okay. Again, we're not answering that question. We're not answering that question either. Like, good Lord Almighty, I already answered those before the stream. Come on, like, you know what? This is what we're gonna do. We'll talk a little bit about, I guess, this avatar, this toon you see. Believe it or not, this toon is actually part of my visual novel. My actual avatar is the main character from my visual novel. My main character, her name is not Azrael Blackheart. That's actually her stage name. I actually created the concept for this character in Yodayo, believe it or not, and had a certain somebody up here on stage with me actually help refine the character, and we came up with this. So no, we're not dating. No, we're not dating. Yes. Glitchy is credited with actually providing the artwork for the final design of the avatar. As a matter of fact, I still have that artwork. One moment.
Yes, that is correct.
You were correct at what?
that I came up with the concept for it.
I came up with the concept. You came up with the final design. So let's make that clear. Yes. So you just yes, Glitchy took my prompt and did something else. We're just not gonna go there. So
I hit the upgrade button.
That button. So if you have followed my page on Yodayo, you have probably seen this image here. You've probably seen this image on Yodayo. If you pay attention to that image, you will notice something about that image and this avatar. Okay. Um that image is actually the original concept art of this avatar, but without her braid. This is her with her hair down when her hair is not braided. Um so um this is the final image of the actual avatar before the actual here in the chat. This is the final image before the avatar was completed. That is the one that Glitchy upscaled for me.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you. And this is the original concept art of the avatar before it was created. So that is our original concept art. And you're asking the wrong questions. Okay. um, I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna call it Magic and Dreams, and I'm gonna call it Magic Dreams and the Screams of 1,000 fans. Let's leave it at that.
By the power of friendship.
And so that's the original concept art, and this is the. Actually, I will post you a link to our avatar showcase. From the person who rigged it, and I think I still have it somewhere. You know what? I don't feel like looking for it. I'm gonna be lazy. I'll post it. I'll post it after the stream. Okay. So, but the final product of all of that work, because we had three concept outfits to choose from, plus those pictures to work with, plus the hairstyle, and my particular preference for avatar, and we came up with this final design. And here we are. And this is how we came to be. It was actually very, very worth it, especially since I kind of feel proud that I have not seen a single VTuber thus far that looks anything close to what I am. So I'm kind of happy about that, and that was the entire goal. I wanted people to see my avatar and know exactly who I was. They did not need to compare me to anyone. So that was my goal. And now as far as who she is, we are broadcasting in character. We are broadcasting from the year 2493. And yes, we are broadcasting from Cairo 2493. So now let's make this clear. The Cairo in 2493 is not as close to your future as you think. It's actually about 4,000 years into the future. So from where you are now, imagine 4,000 years away from now. Humanity has gone through 3 or 4 extinction level events. Yes, 4,000 years. Oh, this is not a condo. This is my dorm room. This is my dorm room at the academy. No, it's 2493. So, well, I'm pretty sure you can see the pyramid outside the window if I move a little bit. Like there's a pyramid back there. Any different? Well, there's a lot different about humans in my time than they are in your time. So, like the fact that humans in my time live a lot longer than the humans in your time. Humans are not mundane is the best way to put it without being mean. Would you stop would you stop focusing? You know what? I'm not going to ask that question. Stupid question. Anyway, moving on. So, humans in my time. Did you not see the concept art? It's a letter C. It's a letter C. Yes. The outfit is oh, I'm so glad to disappoint you. So anyway. So hello. If I miss chat, if I miss you asking questions, I apologize. I'm trying to keep up with everyone, and it's not. I'm failing. So what we're gonna do? Um, um, I'm trying to concentrate. I'm trying to stay on. I'm trying to stay on track. Let me finish this. Okay. So I forgot where I left off because of you. Thank you very much. Anyway, the point is like right now. Can I share a link to the YouTube live stream? Actually I can. One moment. One moment. Let me see. Let me make sure it's up. Aha. There it is. So anyway, the point is like right now. Can I share a link to the YouTube live stream? Actually I can. One moment. One moment.
There you go.
Let me make sure it's up. So there it is. It's in my it's in the chat. So you should be able to see it now. Aha. There it is. So anyway, the point is like right now. So can I share a link to the YouTube live stream? You all are hopeless. Okay, getting back on subject. Oh my god. Getting back on subject. So anyway, humans in my time live a lot longer than humans in your time. Okay? Humans in this time will live well over 100 years. Okay? And retain a youthful appearance. So the point is like everything I'm telling you right now, I don't know if you realize it yet, but everything I tell you right now is basically the world building phase of the visual novel. Okay? So for those of us who are interested in building a visual novel, you got to make sure we have the world building done. And this is the precedent, this is the setting that my novel takes place in. Okay? It's 4,000 years to the future. Cyber technology is a big thing. Cyber and magic are kind of things that come back to the world, and most humans are born with the capability of one of three types of magics. So so most humans are born with one of three types of magics. There there are multiple types of beings. There are um different types of technologies. And as far as what happened to the humans from your time, I'll give you a hint. It was not a nuclear war. It was not a big boom. It okay, so I'll answer that question in one moment. Basically the first extinction level event that happened with humans was quite literally the discovery that, well, the confirmation, it's no longer a theory, no confirmation that they were not alone this whole time in the universe. It wasn't global warming at all. It was literally an alien invasion. Yeah. So, um, no, it was an invasion of, um, the best way to describe it would be ancient humans who left way long ago, to basically explore the cosmos and came back. And yes, actually, more along the lines of Prometheus, if you know that. Excuse me. They didn't engineer humans like in Prometheus, but they did actually. They were the original humans in the world, and they came back. And the current humans didn't recognize them as being human because they could do things that current humans could not. So when the thing happened, and you know the Earth humans decided to go to war with the alien humans, they lost, and the human race was nearly wiped out. So that was extinction level event number one. Extinction level event number two was the fact that humans, the world started to change for the most part, and humans who were not born with magic were slowly starting to kind of die out. Like because magic was returning to the world, more humans were being born with magic. So the last humans who were born without magic actually just died out. So, and then the last extinction level event was a war with AI, and you can almost guess how that went. So we just more like the AI were not trying to enslave humans, but they were actually fighting for independence. So um no, they eventually got it, but again, it almost wiped out the human race. So those three events almost destroyed humans completely. So if you're paying attention to me, then you should probably understand that I am not, this tune is not completely human. So, unfortunately. Now, getting back to the magic type chess. So the magic types that people are normally born with are sorcery, which is basically using what's around you to create magical effects. Then there's psionics, which is basically using energy from within yourself to create magical effects. And then yes, Scion. And then there's technomancy. And technomancy is basically the magic of integrating with machinery. So the academy that this character attends specializes in training those gifted, and they have a rating system based on what they can actually do. And yes, there are different categories of magic, different schools of magic, different ways to do things and implement the magic. But yes, ice magic exists, but it's not the best. Sorry. No, you will not. Anyway, moving on and ignoring my death threats right now. So so now the next question that I was asked before was, does time magic exist? I think I saw that in the chat just now. The question to that particular answer to that particular question is yes, time magic does exist. There are people who can actually manipulate time, chronomancy, chronokinesis, and there are machines that can do the same thing, but they're very rare. The machines are very rare. Now, you might also ask how I'm able to broadcast 4,000 years into the past. It's because I'm actually using one of those machines right now to do the exact same thing. So if you notice the jewelry that I'm wearing, it's basically this is part of the technomancy. Like our magitech comes in very small sizes. Our technology is very advanced. So now the other question I got, and I forgot who asked me this on my debut, are the machines sentient, and what they do chronomancy, or is it more of a conduit? Both actually. It's both. So most of the machines are sentient. It's very rare to not have a sentient machine because our machines are actually made by machines. So machines are very much technomancy came about due to their sentience. So yes, if you want to talk about like, actually they can do things that movie does. You're actually right on the money, believe it or not. There are RoboCops, literally, and they are terrifying. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Most of them are actually owned by corporate entities. So and as far as the conduit goes, the machine only allows us to broadcast into the past. We have cyber technology that come out of cyberpunk. Yes, we do. We have things very close to, I think the game is Warframe. If you've ever heard of that, you call it Warframe. That's actually very accurate to what we're like right now. So like even where my dorm is very accurate to that. So okay, so basically how widespread our universe is, we are aware, we have colonized Earth, Mars, the moon, and Venus. So humans Well, those are the places we can most commonly access. That's just where we are at this particular moment. So, um, you understand Neptune is made of gas, right? How would you live on a planet that's full of gas? Yes, yes. I don't know what to call you. What is your question? Oh, they only speak in emojis. Okay. And yes, we do act we can interact with things outside the solar system. Yes, we do. Um so I'm just waiting for this question. I see it and they only speak in emojis. Now this is going to be interesting. Um Oh, I'm glad you asked that. Okay. So I'm going to address these questions in order if you will give me a moment. If you'll give me a moment. So the first question I see says, do we have pets? Like cute little alien, animal alien things. Um, yes, we do. Uh, there are, they have tried to clone and crossbreed like dogs and cats and other things like with the native fauna from Mars and from Venus and have come up with some very interesting results. Um, dogs and cats as we know them today, or as you know them today, actually walk on two legs. So they are tiny still, kind of, sort of, depending on their breed, but they walk straight up. Like they can actually interact more with people. They're almost like children. Um, hold on one moment. The next question. So humans specifically have not spread beyond, but other species and machines that have that tech. Um, humans specifically have spread out, but it's normally for work. Um, they harvest resources and bring them back, if that makes sense. Other species, however, of creatures and things, they actually live on the surface of Earth or come from someplace beyond Pluto. We do know that there are places beyond Pluto. We do know that there are other uh, planets very close to us, but it is very. If you look at our universe on a 2D plane, there are three layers above and below us. So it's almost like our universes are parallel, like where we are, the multiverse is parallel to each other, but able to be accessed. The problem is that the entire Milky Way system has its own gravitational pull, but most people don't realize that. We only discovered that recently. So humans have recently been spreading further and exploring those rather than leaving the Milky Way system itself. Does that make sense? They're trying to explore these two parallels to our Milky Way than actually going beyond the Milky Way, if that makes sense. And what is the energy used to perform the magic? Okay. So, the energy used to perform the magic. If it is sorcery, it comes from the planet itself, and which is almost an infinite supply of energy used through ley lines and depending on the type, most of sorcery is done through like ley line energy. Most psionic magic comes from within your body, so the energy being used is produced specifically by your mitochondria, which is also why humans tend to live more, because the mitochondria is a lot more active in their bodies nowadays than it is in your time. So it basically feeds energy into the person, but it also can be overspent. Your body can be taxed greatly by doing so. And technomancy, we don't quite understand the energy that technomancy is being. The energy created by technomancy is something that's not natural. Does that make sense? So we actually don't know what it is that's powering the technomancy. Even the machines that founded it couldn't explain it, but we assume it's some form of quantum energy that's doing it. So, um, no problem. Is Lil Uzi on Blue? Is that person a rapper or something? Is that what that is? Um, how is the entropy situation in the future? Um, hold on a moment. Give me. Explain that one a little bit more, Ruby. Entropy situation. What do you mean? Are you speaking the cyber psychosis? Okay, I will explain the yes, internal for psionics. Yeah, there's actually a lot of bio sculpting and bioware that actually boosts the effectiveness of the mitochondria. Yes. Um, Now as far as the power level goes, so I'm waiting for Ruby to elaborate on their question. The power level, the rating system goes from E to S. Um, oh, yeah. That I'm not a smart person, so um, there's some smart person somewhere who can answer that question, but I in particular am not that smart person. But what I can tell you is that we do not have quite to worry about energy running out. We have a renewable source of energy here in on the rim where I live. So there's that. Um I now uh now chaos itself is mm, the natural state of things. I guess that's the way to put it. There are many people that will argue that. Is there a bestiary of intergalactic entities or beings that will be above existence? Yes. um, they have many names, and you all know them quite well. So to keep things simple, we're going to just say that angels exist, demons exist, elves exist. Um, all those creatures that you write fantasies about and you play games about, they exist. Actually, yes, biblically accurate angels do actually exist. Um, so do Nephilim, and so do other creatures that from every culture imaginable. If it was written about, it exists. So I can tell you that in my time it exists, including something very similar to that Cthulhu you speak of. Are there any energy entities that have been accidentally created and released into the universe due to energy experimentation? Yes. Yes. There's actually a AI entity that has been created. It was the first AI to gain sentience, and most AI in my time revere this AI as their god. It's the first technomancer. It's the first sentient AI. It is the first um how can I put it? The best way to put it is the AI looks like an like looks like a warframe. It looks like a warframe. So imagine something part machine, part uh organic, bleeding, speaking, and has really crazy powers that we can't explain. Are there unique deformities or mutations based on interspecies breeding? Yes, but they are also very rare to see those, because most of the time when people are born half of one thing and half of another, they the mitochondria in particular blend the species, like for some way. We're pretty sure it's because of the mitochondria. It makes the body adapt. So to get some sort of monstrous mutation has to do with a flaw in the gene pool. And and because mitochondria are very active, it's almost impossible for that flaw to exist because it creates energy to your cells, and your cells work quickly to repair the flaw. It's a weaker version of Darwin. Um, More like a weaker version of Wolverine, I want to say. Um, yes, they have a natural healing factor. Yes. Um, Hero in training, I will not confirm or deny that. um, um, so so but it's because the mitochondria are so active, and because the blood cells are constantly working in your body. It's why humans are able to live much longer and maintain a youthful appearance, and they age much slower. So I think our oldest living human being right now is a little bit over 1,000 years old. I'm glad you said that. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you said that because I was talking about the rating system before I got sidetracked. Okay, so the rating system goes from E to S. Okay? Now, E class citizens are people who dabble in magic, meaning they know one spell from one category from one school. They literally only know how to do one thing. Period. D class are someone who can do two spells. C class are someone who can actually do three or more, if that makes sense. And it goes up from there. But it doesn't matter which category it goes from, because the type of spell from the specific school, from the specific category, the specific family of magic is what matters. Now, when it starts to get interesting is when you start to get to B class, A class, and S class. Okay? So when you get to B class, most people can master that particular form of magic. Does that make sense? So if there's a tree of magic, like it's a school, let's say this is where you get your evokers, your necromancers, your cryomancers. They will be B class because they have mastered a specific school. Okay? Once you get to A class, they have mastered either sorcery, psionics, or technomancy. One of the three. You see? And they have access to basically everything possible in those particular categories. So everything that falls under the tree of sorcery, someone who has an affinity to sorcery and could access some form of every category of sorcery would be an A class student. That would be your rating system. Okay, same thing with psionics. It'd be an A class system. Pyrokinesis, telekinesis, psychokinesis, those type of things, straight up psionic. Okay, and technomancy, but if someone was really good and only knows one spell, they would still be an E class citizen. They could master that spell and actually make it the most powerful thing they ever do, but they would still need to supplement themselves with something else. So when you get to S class, these are people who actually can master more than one of those trees. You see, or was it the other way around? I think I might have gotten sidetracked. Anyway, but there are also a triple S and a double S too. Triple S people are very rare because they have not only mastered the magics of our physical plane, but they actually are able to tap into metaphysical realms of being and perform feats. Those are triple S stated people. They can also integrate with technomancy, and that's the biggest thing of basically a triple S can perform. They're above reality. They can actually bend reality itself. Yes. They're very rare people. Very rare people. So so yes, people can use more than one form of magic. If they weren't born with more than one form of magic, they can actually learn more than one form of magic, but it takes time. And this is where the technology comes in. Those enhancements we spoke about earlier actually help people do that. It's a combination of both. The class system is based on the amount of knowledge and experience rather than output or power. It's a combination of both. Your initial aptitude would be what gives you your initial rating, your initial class. Um, but as you progress, you can actually raise your class rating. You can raise your social status based on this. The academy, the Celestari Academy, which is where I attend, is specializes in training people to raise their status, but they're also funded by corporations. So you need status and a corporate sponsor to even attend this academy. Is there an anti-magic organization or something similar? There is, yes. And the ironic thing about that anti-magic organization is that they use magic to negate magic. So, it's very it's silly because the way the world is right now, human beings cannot survive without the magic. So there are those people who believe that. They, yes, they can dispel magic with magic. Yes. Um, we have about 5 minutes before we move into our next segment, but I will continue to answer questions as we move into it. I just want to give you a heads up. um, if you were in the world as a paladin, could you be a paladin? There are corporations who use that title. But if you're looking for like a specific set of skills, are we talking like D&D type stuff, or oh yeah, and I am planning on making this I am planning on making this visual novel a tabletop RPG later. Bye. Anyway, so yes, you could. You could. Um, there is no specific, I guess, archetype. So, no, I did not totally work on it, but this is a whole world I've built. There's no specific archetype. No. It's all based on your own training, your own skill tree, your own pursuit of. It's your end goal that matters. So if you wanted to train yourself to be nimble and smite people with the power of whatever deity you revere, totally possible if you train yourself to learn those abilities. If you were your own deity, I'm going to plead the fifth on that particular question. Let's just say there's a whole solar system of people who would disagree with you. So, is there an activist group against the corpse? There are many activist groups against the corpse. I cannot name them all. But yes, there are a lot. There are quite a lot. Are there any alive activists? There are many activist groups against the corpse who are alive. Yes. Are they one? The biggest group in particular is a very politicized group, and they do not like the corporate colonialism that has taken over the planet Earth. What would be my level of magic? So on my actual student ID, they have classified me as a triple S. Um, the reason being is because I specialize in one type of magic, but that one type of magic is beyond reality. So it's because of my lineage. My level of magic has to do with the astral plane. I can manipulate dreams. So, um, I can manipulate dreams, and I can manipulate dreams to the point that it affects reality. And that's why they classify me as a triple S. So, you legit want a hug someone in your dreams? Sure, I can actually do that. um, Now the reason why this is such a big deal is for the academy at least is because of again my lineage in particular. It is inception time, right? Okay, we're not gonna do that. um, so if you are if you're familiar with the Egyptian pantheon and the Greek pantheon, my parents come from both. So that's the best way I can put it. My father. But how can I put it? Um he he is one of the oldest living otherworldly beings that we know about. Um he does not interact with this plane of existence a lot because he specifically controls dreams. It's not Chronos. I can't control time. I cannot control time. Um um yes. He's what we call the Dream King. You all may know him as the Sandman or by his Greek name, which is Morpheus. Um, I was actually conceived in a dream, believe it or not. So, according to my mother. Um, Now, as far as now, as far as my mother, she's Egyptian. So, no, she's Egyptian. She's a cat. So, can we time him out? Can I just like X's and time him out? So, 30 seconds. That is one of her names. Yes, that is one of her names. That, and you spelled it wrong. You're missing one T. I was joking. Oh, don't worry. Okay, so now that we're about 3 minutes into our uh generation session, and I will switch screens here in a moment. So give me a few. So dun, 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 dun. One moment. I'm looking for one thing. Give me one moment. I'm trying to get this set up. Ah, perfect. Wanna copy. Bam. Okay. Okay, this is not working for me. This is not working for me. One moment. I'm trying to find one that works. A starting point, to say the least. We're gonna go with. Okay, we're gonna go with this one. It's a good starting point. All right. Okay. Okay, so what's gonna happen now is I'm going to have to switch over and swap screens so I can share screens, and we'll be right back. I'm just gonna turn the video off. Boom. And I'm swapping screens right now. My projector's on. Boom, 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 boom. And share my screen. This one. Okay, so my projector is on. You should be able to see my screen now. Okay, and what we're going to do is swap to my. All right, so this is one of the generations I did not too long ago. Now this is just the base picture that I'm starting with, okay? Now, and don't mind me, I'm getting a lot of pop-ups, I don't know why. So if we start here, here's a picture of the view from, again, the terrace. This is Cairo again. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this same prompt that I have here at the moment. We're not gonna change anything about this at the moment. We're just gonna, and yes, it is a very long prompt, but I'll show you how I set mine up in a moment, okay? I'll go through that. But the biggest thing when you do a visual novel is you have to account for the screen size. And like I said, when I started with Yodayo, there were only 3 models, and there was only 2 portrait sizes. So what we want to look at for portrait size is not normal portrait. We want landscape or large landscape. I tend to use large landscape because no matter which software you use, whether it's Visual Novel Creator or RenPy, which is what I was using, this will actually scale to the screen quite well. And honestly, the larger it is, the better it comes out when you have to actually upscale it. So we're going to start with that. The lowers I like to use are the darker background because I like gritty stuff, and we're going to use the add detail for this one as well, as soon as I find it. I don't like these NSFW ones on my stream, but I'm glad they're blocked out. These are all new. Hold on a second. Let's go to style. There we go. So we're gonna go to style. We're gonna hit as soon as I find the detail enhancement. That's the one I've been playing with lately. I'm gonna be tabbing back and forth, so I can't actually see your chat at the moment. So give me a quick. Why? All these were not here before. I feel so lost. Good Lord Almighty. I really feel lost. What's going on with all these things? I feel like a foreigner now. Okay. Moment. Wait. We're getting closer. Detail tweaker. No, I want the detail enhancement. In Elden Ring. Dream Art. It's coming. I cannot remember what the lore is actually called, and if it's what I think it is, then I have lost it. Because it's like all these weren't here before. M. Let's hope it's on the M. Modern Victorian. No, it's not. Okay, I'm just gonna have to search. No. It's gone. It's gone. Hold on. Is it all? There it is. This one. Found it. We're gonna raise this up to 1.2. Add a spell to that. Okay. And we're probably gonna mess with some of these because I haven't played with these and I haven't played with these ones yet. Okay, so I'm glad it's not under style. All right, so okay. Yes, we typed in the search bar. Thank you. And thank you for coming in. Okay, so once again, what I like to do when I set up my actual prompts is I'll type in as much detail about the actual type of photo I want at the moment, right? Now this is just a character portrait rather than an actual scene, but we're going to start with this before we start tweaking the prompt to create what we're looking for, or try to create what we're looking for. Okay, but the biggest thing that you want to remember is the landscaping. You need make sure it's at the landscape. I like more details, like more steps, because the picture comes out more detailed, and it kind of fixes a lot of little things like the hands. But let's get rid of it. It kind of fixes things like the hands and the sampling method as well. If you want like straight up animate, I normally go with these two for anime, Euler or Euler Ancestral. I like DDIM because of what we're actually going for. I like more realistic type of drawings. So and actually I'm not sure if the spells work on mobile because I actually don't have an iPhone. So I can't. Somebody else might be better equipped to explain to ask that question, answer that question. Anybody? but I personally do not know. So what I do is I do the actual type of picture I'm going for. I do the actual setting in the second paragraph with as much detail as I can. The third paragraph is the description of the person or persons that will be in the actual photo. And the last paragraph is just some random details that might be missing, like what they're wearing, face looks like, they're wearing jewelry, makeups. Of course, the lores are on there and things like that. So this is what I started with, and a friend on Twitter actually helped me with this prompt. And there are, believe it or not, if you search Google, there are like prompt guides that you can actually pull up if you get lost. But we're getting back to what we actually came here for. So and welcome back, Kenichi. So we're gonna start with this photo and we're gonna hit generate, and again, oh, and do not forget your negative prompts. These are important. So if you've been doing this already, you definitely want to make sure you have the prompt set up the way you want them set up. So like if you're doing like a scene with multiple people in it, you want to take out multiple in any of all of this. Okay, so we'll just go with that for now. Anyway, let's go ahead and hit generate on this and see what we get. Remember, this is going to be a landscape, and the model we're using right now is Dark Rev Picus. And what I have noticed is that some models are better at generating more scenes. So unless you're going for like tokens for tabletop role plays or something of that nature, then I will recommend doing something more anime-ish. It sort of kind of flows better. All right, so do not get fooled by this in particular. How it came out like this because the picture is large and it does not fit inside this display box. But if you want to enlarge it, this button right here shows you the entire picture. And what I like about this picture in particular is that it came out quite good, actually. It has the braids here. It has the golden eyes. The hand is still the hand is, there's a word for it. Yeah. But I really enjoy the lighting, and as you can see the background cityscape, you can see the pyramid, which we actually did put in our prompt. Of course the Nile River and where she's actually sitting. So this is actually not a bad picture. This is actually a good picture for maybe a cover or a chapter, like a chapter cover, which is how I set mine up. I like to do a picture of the actual chapter itself, like the title page of a chapter or a book cover, and I'll write what I'm writing along that. Sprites I'm still working on, so we'll have to come back to that later. So we're gonna do this now. If we want to get fancy, let's see if we can do something fancy. Excuse me. We're gonna upscale this. we're only going to upscale it by 1 because it's already a large photo. Okay. Now the upscale by 1 keeps it the same size. Upscale it by 2 doubles it. So now it's going from 1024 to 2048. You see? Then it goes up 1 more. You can rescale it up to 4 size all the way up to 4K. So for this one, we're just going to do 2K. Now, as far as how many steps it goes up, I like the number 43. I don't know why. I just use the number 43. Denoising strength, I normally go anywhere between 8 to 85. So let's go 8 for this. And since this is not an anime photo, I won't use the anime filter on this. I would either use just Arsgen here, or I'll do latent, nearest, or exact. So for this one, we'll just do this one and see how it comes out. So wish me luck. That's what we get. And the enhancement for things like this is hit or miss. So sometimes it can enhance it too much and you get a completely different picture, and sometimes you get more than one picture melded into the same picture, and sometimes it'll just enhance up like perfectly. So it definitely is a crapshoot between one or the other. And it takes a little while to do enhancements. So and that is what I was hoping it would not do. So what happened with this picture here is it gave me it ignored my prompt. And this is the other thing about enhancing the pictures. They actually ignore the prompt that you put in, I've noticed. So I now have multiple persons. I don't have my background, and it looks like that these two persons are melded into one another. So we're on the right side. I got sort of what I wanted, and then there's sort of a mirror image down here, and then there's this going on right here, almost like they're Siamese twins. And yeah, I am not sure what to make of this. So sometimes the enhancement is not best, but what we're going to do is we're going to hit this, and we're going to go back to the first picture here. We're going to try this enhancement again. This time we're going to enhance it with a different filter. Let's see if we get something better. This time we're going to use latent nearest and see what it comes out. It should be something very close to what we have here. So that's going to take a moment. It looks like we lost quite a lot of people. Keep in mind that you can still ask questions. Like, I'll still answer questions as we go. I'll just be tapping back and forth while I'm doing the generations and back into this chat so that I can actually see what everybody's saying. Okay. Like I said, it's a lot easier when I'm actually talking to people, So if I'm a little bit boring, I'm sorry. I don't normally do well just talking to myself. So yeah. I'm gonna take my foot out of my mouth right now. Okay. It did it again. This is not working. So we're gonna try this one last time. The biggest thing is playing with, we're gonna upscale it by 1 this time. And we're gonna go back up. We're gonna lower the this time we're gonna use I have no idea what these other ones are. I have not played with them yet, so I don't know. We're gonna go with this for now and see what we get. 8. See if that works better. And it really, yeah, and it really does, like, it takes a little part. You're not guaranteed to get what you want, what you're looking for on the first try every time. That's the only thing that sucks about, using a generator to do it. And this, yeah, see, this looks very much close to what we had originally. So let's see if we can see the difference in the enhancements. So what I want to do is pull up the original one in a new tab, and we're going to pull up this. Okay, this is the original picture. Actually, they didn't change at all. It did not change at all. So fuck me, I guess. Excuse me. Let's just do a new one. All right, we're about to see how this works out. Like I said, the larger the pictures are, the longer it takes to generate. What is this? This one ignored my prompt again. I know why I did. Anyway, so as you can see, the details are still being enhanced very much. I don't like that these two are literally like attached to each other. Otherwise, this would be a good picture. If you're handy in Photoshop, you know there's a way to get rid of all this stuff and fix it. But this just does not. Yeah, no. Okay, so I guess there's something going on in our prompt. There's definitely something going on in our prompt. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to generate a scene. So let's see, what can we change in this? We can change model shoot style to you know what, let's change the setting. Let's change the setting. I'm gonna change the setting to a let's go with a page from my book. Okay, so we're gonna change the background to classroom. I'm gonna change it to interior night. Take the full moon out. We'll put moon. Put take those out. Dark interior. Let's see if we can get a full body in this. Auto light shot, the field game art. We'll do art. Details. Cinematic. Ah, that's what we want to use up here. Auto shoot style. We're gonna use cinematic style. Oh girl. So intricate. We're gonna hit sitting at a desk. Yes. We're gonna go looking out a window. Word expression. Go student. Cinematic portrait surrounded by let's just take that part out. All right, so classroom, cyberpunk interior. Da, 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 da. Okay, that part's done. Academy. The phase are extreme. I'm gonna leave most of this alone because this is our main character. Now what we are gonna change is this part. We're gonna do, I'll change this to student. Black uniform. And we're gonna start there. Student. And then we're gonna go generate. See what we get. Question about the prompts. Is the space between each paragraph important for generating? Not necessarily. The prompt will still read it as a blank space, similar to like if you put a comma after it. At least as far as I'm aware, like that part. I just separate it that way so that I in particular have an easier time formatting my prompts. Like if I wanted to actually add something to my prompt, like that I didn't want the AI to pick up, I would put it in brackets rather than parentheses. So brackets tend to have the AI, like it'll be there, but it's low priority, where parentheses makes it higher priority. If that makes sense. Yeah, that's sort of what I mean. I've seen one prompt where someone actually wrote out an entire paragraph in a scene and posted it in, and the AI picked it up pretty well. But I'm not sure. Like actually just described this scene as they were writing the paragraph, and the AI picked it up. But I wasn't sure if they were using Yodayo to do it or if they were doing it with another AI generator. So there's something to think about when you want to do it that way. And yes, Juan, you know exactly who I mean. um um yeah, I've actually not tried writing a paragraph with it yet, but um I could actually, but I'm not going to pull up my manuscript on this stream so you can see it on my window and get a preview of what I'm writing. So no, maybe next time. So there's that. But if we look at this picture came out not at all what I wanted. So now you saw how we changed the model, and you saw how we changed a lot of the keywords in our model, in our particular thing. And not only did it give us an extra arm in here, but it actually give us a different pose, a different scene, and a different not at all of the desk at all. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna not use this model here to do this anymore. We're gonna choose another model to try to generate these. So just like I said earlier, some of the actual model types do better things. Like they generate scenery better, they generate action better. And like I said, when I started doing this, I was using anime everything, which is like Yodayo Classic, I believe. Let me see what's actually on here. It's basically this. I was using this. It was actually called anime something in the beginning. Anime, it was like anime generator. Another one was waifu generator. Oh, it was V5. It was V5 generator. The other one was waifu generator, and then there was a third one, which I can't remember what it was called. But there were only 3 models when I started doing this. So we're going to use anything V5. I am told that let me find it. See, still not giving us quite what we want. Oh, wait, I need to take this out. So we had a not quite a there was a conflict with our prompt. So if we were to choose a different model, and this is what I tend to do, is I tend to go through the models until I find a style that works for me. Cetus works well mostly for scenery, as I've noticed. This is not sitting at a desk. Oh, spelling errors make a difference. I just want to say that, and I just realized I have plenty of spelling errors. So that could be what's causing our issue. You don't know what sitting at a desk. I can take this part out. And we can try this again. Because what I've noticed is when it starts to duplicate the same pose over and over and over again, it's likely something that I am doing wrong or the user is doing wrong. But it can be fixed. That is not at all what I asked for. You know what? We're going to change the screen size as well, because this actually makes a difference as well. So if I go to normal landscape, I'll probably get more of what I'm looking for. That was it. Diffusion. That's what it used to be called. Yeah, I've been here since like launch. So I'm sorry. Okay, that's a little better. That's a little better. And all we did with this one was change the picture size. So we changed it to normal back instead of we changed it to the normal side. Now, another thing to note is that, again, different models give different things, different results. So you definitely want to find one that works. So for my particular style, there's a lot that does not work because this character has a lot of features that most just can't pick up. Ah, there we go. See? There's part of it. That's not bad. Now we're gonna have to do this. To get exactly what I want. Let's see what we get. This is a good model to work with. If we want to go anime style, I'm going to try these two next just to kind of play with the prompt. That's better. That I actually like that one a lot, but it's not what I'm looking for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my history in a bit, and I'm going to show you what my old prompts used to look like and what they actually, what I was able to generate earlier. So I have a really huge history that I have not posted on Yodayo or anywhere else for that matter. Ah, there we go. See, that's closer to what we want. And we are using the anime pastel Dream. Dream is the one that I used to use a lot, but this is different. So there's an example of what it could be. So now we're getting somewhere. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna change it to large landscape just to play with it. See, and we're gonna go bam. We probably could have enhanced that one, but we're gonna keep messing around for a little bit. Face wasn't bad on that one. And notice we got this same character. We got this kind of same character type. You see? We got the wrong background, but close enough. Now, another thing we can do is just take out this detail enhancement. So we take that lower off, right? And click generate. You're gonna see an entire difference. Like all this stuff that we're doing makes a huge difference. And keep in mind that when I was doing this in the beginning, and I'll show you some of those pictures in a moment, none of these lures existed. Like these just weren't there. The spells weren't there when I did it the first time. So what I was working with when I did mine, here we go. See, that's a little closer to what we're going for, except for the 3 arms again. But what I was working with was a lot less than what you all have now. So if I was able to generate what little bit that I was able to do with what we had at the time, perfect. Aha, see, now this is closer to what I wanted for this particular scene. That is much closer to what I wanted. You see, it can be done, but there's a small problem with that. So this should be, because unfortunately my dudes, this character is not as well endowed as you believe she is. So I remember pre-AI days as well. You know, we actually had to sit down and learn how to draw people in the classes of the endless classes of drawing circles and squares and fruit, and vegetables. I will not. I will not relive nightmares right now. That one is really messed up. So that one didn't come out well. Try again. I used to be a lot better than I used to be a lot better drawer. Like I think there's some of my photos like still on DeviantArt somewhere. But the most I do with the most I draw now is mainly for work, like for where I work at. I don't I don't do a lot of like anime art as much anymore. This is cute, but it's not what we're looking for because our prompt right here specifically. Oh, so I have to do this to make them prioritize this particular thing. Um, extra hands. We don't have an extra hands. And we're gonna do. Times 1.3. That's a priority level, by the way. That um that particular number there, the 1.3 that you see, these are priority levels. So generate again. I messed that one up. We're gonna cancel that and try again. I only draw I only draw like parts for things I do at work when I need to replace parts. Oh, we need to order parts or fabricate parts. That's what I do. So, and that's as much as you'll get from me. This is close. This is close, but not quite what we're looking for. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna change the model again. Let's see if we can get to Dream Cetus. That's the one I normally go with. This is another one I normally actually let's try that. Let's try Rev. Rev normally doesn't let me down. Normally. But we're doing something different with Rev. Aha. Now that is actually not bad, except her leg is like fused to the desk. Rev does not do very well with landscaping, this particular model. It does better with normal portraits or squares. Oh, there we go. That's one. I'm not sure I like the rest of it, but didn't we say don't do extra digits? We have like 8 on one hand. I could Photoshop that out, but we're gonna come back to that one. We're gonna try to enhance it and make it better. Ah, that's a good one. Except she's missing one leg. She's definitely missing one leg in this one. You see? So So what I'll do is I will take this photo and hold on, do it one more time just to be on the safe side. See if we get a better one. We have about 10 minutes left, so I'm gonna try to actually get some of this done. Aha, that's better. It looks a lot similar to what we were doing before, but this is a good picture to start with. This is a very good picture to use, believe it or not. So let's say we do this picture here, and I am going to save this. I'm going to use this as one of the it's actually going to be one of my images I use. Okay, so let's say we use this. This is basically not too bad. It came out in the classroom, very bored expression. That's exactly what we were looking for. The only thing we're missing on this is the golden eyes. You see? That's good enough. I can have a little bit of Photoshop skills. So let's see if we can add some details to this. And we're going to generate another one. Oh, I messed up. I messed up. I did something dumb. We'll go back to it in a moment. That still is not bad. That still isn't bad. That's still actually really good. We'll mess with that in a moment. So we're gonna go to my history. I'm gonna go to this one, right? Now what I'm gonna do down here, and this is one thing that's important, the seed. When the seed is on -1, it is going to randomly generate you a photo. Okay? When you hit the recycle button, it gives you the seed. Now the seed is a specific identifier code for the picture that is been used here. So if it's already here, it has this specific identifier to it. It's basically like a serial number, right? Now the reason why I wanted to recycle that seed is because I'm now adding something to this. I'm trying to make it better. And what I'm doing is I want to use this same thing as much as possible. That's why I'm recycling the seed. So if I see a picture I like, I will take everything about this that I like and I'll mess around with it a little bit. So I'm adding details to it, added another Laura to it. So now we should have darker background and add details. We're going to recycle the seed. We're going to use Rev again. We're going to use this photo and we're going to hit generate. Yeah, that's what I did. I went back to the image and then I did recycle. I forgot to actually hit the seed. Yeah, I went back into my history. I picked the picture and I used and I hit this and I hit the recycle. Did I not do that? And you see, when we used the next Lord to add detail, it gave us something completely different. Now this is a whole new seed now. This is a whole new picture with its own seed generated now. So problem is we're missing a leg again. So what we're going to do is go back to the history. I'm gonna pull up that picture we liked, which is this one right here. See? Now this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna actually Go back to add detail. We're going to recycle this seed one more time. We're going to add that lower back to it. And another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the style of this. Now you see most of these say photorealistic, best quality, realistic, photorealistic. I'm going to change this to anime. You can combine these two. So cinematic style, best quality, realistic. One gets a little full body, intricate, elegant. We're going to change this back to upper body, intricate, elegant, highly detailed, sharp focus, dramatic. We're going to change photorealistic to, again, that's twice. We're going to change this to anime, or just game CG. Game CG, dark screen, combo student, dramatic portrait, ultra detailed classroom, yada yada. You want to keep ultra detailed on there. We can actually change this background classroom to 1.3 or 1.7, and then do this classroom. Visual novel art, cinematic detail, dark fantasy, cyberpunk, academy. Colors. We'll add anime in there, dark fantasy, cyberpunk. This should stay the same. This should stay the same. And with this particular seed, we are going to generate this one time. Random. Okay, so we're going to recycle this. And then the last thing I'm going to do with the new picture is I'm going to actually change the model to one that we have not done yet. And I think that'll be what we'll end with tonight. Aha, see? So when we did the half body one, it came out a little better. You see? Now the anime style, when I did anime style, I changed the anime style mixed with the photorealistic. It gave me a completely new look to our picture. It still kind of gave me, this is actually the pose I was looking for right here. This is the pose. So what we're going to do is we're going to change from Rev now, and we're going to use one of these three. So either break draw, break dawn, brain dance, or we can do anything V5. So I'll let you all choose which one we should do. One of those three, one of those first ones we see. Break draw. Okay, let's see what break draw looks like. Now we're going to keep the prompt the same, anime, everything like that. Break draw. I'm going to download that one though, because that's too good to just let pass. Okay. So break draw. Let's see what we come up with. Everything else is the same. We didn't change the prompt at all. We're just changing the model. Watch the difference. And again, some models give better things. That's a break draw. Oh wait, I forgot to change my seed. we have to remember to put it back on negative, because it's going to keep recycling the same style if we don't. I'm going to download that too, because that's actually really good. But let's do this again. Let's see what we get. Oh, that's not bad. I remember I said sitting at a desk, not sitting on a desk. So right here, sitting at a desk. in a classroom. Looking out of a classroom window. A bored expression. But this actually came out really well. Let's take a closer look at this. Look at this. This is almost exactly what I was looking for. That's actually really good. And look how close she looks to my avatar. Oh, she looks so good. She's so pretty. Okay. We're going to go ahead and save that one as well. And we're going to generate a new one with that same one with the new parameters. It would be a nice classroom scene. So what we'll do next time when we're on is I'll actually go through the prologue and I'll read the prologue to you. Okay, that's a little bit not what I wanted, but cute picture, but definitely not what we were looking for. Okay, definitely not what we're looking for. We're going to skip that now. Let's go through these other ones while we're here. We're going to go over for a little bit. We're going to go over maybe like 5 minutes to go through these last two. So let's try Brave Dawn next. That's also not bad, but something about the way the details came out just doesn't sit well with me. It did give us the braids. It gave us all of that. That's good. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out the detail enhancer. We're going to take that off and we're going to try this again. We're going to recycle this one. So we're going to hit history. I'm going to come back to this one and we're going to recycle this seed right here. We're going to take the detail enhancer off and we're going to generate it again. It's not too bad either, but the braid looks like it's melding with the eye. That's cool. Okay, the next one we're gonna do is brain dance. Let's see what brain dance looks like. We're gonna go. We're not gonna recycle the seed. We're gonna get a brand new one. So we're back at -1 for a brand new generation. Let's do this with normal landscape instead of large. Well, that does not look like our character at all. She looks very young. Younger than I intended her to look. That would be easier to generate for this particular phase in her life, but it's not what we're looking for. Yeah, so Brave Dawn and Break Pro, Break Draw might actually be the two we do. Let's do this one. And then what I'll do is I'll just go through my history and I'll show you some of the ones that I generated before. On this particular theme. Not bad. But the first one we had just kind of set the standard. Okay, so we're gonna leave that alone for now. We're gonna spend a couple of minutes just going through, I guess, my history of photos. It's a lot of history of photos. I am very active on here because I do a lot of tabletop roleplay. So I'm constantly generating character types. I'm constantly playing with themes for different, especially in Twitter, because people like to challenge me to do things. So these are another tabletop roleplay characters. Tabletop roleplay characters. More tabletop roleplay characters. I'm very proud of these ones though. I'll tell you stories about this person next time. Mermaid challenges. I have so much stuff on here. Let's search prompt. Let's go student. Oh, there's a lot more than that, I know. What? You mean nothing found? So apparently nothing's found because it's not loaded up to that point. There's a lot more. As you can see, I play around with this very much. So this character has traveled, and Yodayo provides the means for me to play and select things and do things, and you are not supposed to see those. Okay, I think we're going to stop looking. I don't think we're going to find it anytime soon. Now I'm gonna have to edit this video. So let me just see if I have anything posted on my actual page. Here we go. And I believe I do. Okay, so these are some of the other things I've actually done. Like this is one of the earlier generations of the character. Right, search full history without low, hopefully. So this is one of the earlier versions of her. It's a repost of an earlier version of this character. The same thing with here. Again, this was Abyss Diffusion. Now we don't have this model, it's named something else now. A lot of the models' names have changed since the time I've been doing these, and as you can see, you can kind of see the progress of where they all came from. So the original photos that I used for this character, this was the original photo. Now Rail is the male version of the character. She's literally a gender bender. So this was the male side, the androgynous. Rail is the male, or Ray, however you want to say his name. This is them again. This is Ray. As you can see, that's their full name. This is Ray as an idol. Early photos. This is back like November timeframe, November, December timeframe when I was making these. So this is my earliest generations when there were only 3 models for us to play with. Now the type of photo I was looking for was close to this. And these photos actually appear on my YouTube, on my channel. You can see the early demos of the visual novel on there. Again, I lost all that data. This photo does not appear in it, but this is them again, out being an idol at night. And again, as a student. Now right here, this particular phrase, I often sit and wonder what my life would be like if I was someone else. This actually appears in the novel. This was the cover photo of the novel, this particular picture here. The actual novel is actually called The Rim, A Mask of Golden Eyes. The prologue, or part of the prologue, is actually available on Pixiv. You can read it there if you wish. These are photos I have not actually posted anywhere else. But the models that generated these are no longer available in Yodayo. So this one is a full preview of the novel. I actually posted the video here on YouTube, from YouTube, here on Yodayo. So that's something you can watch later if you wish. Find it on my channel, find it on my page in Yodayo. You can find it on YouTube. Again, these are more pictures. This is Ray in male form. See, so I think I was the first person on Yodayo to actually generate a husbando rather than a waifu. So with those photos, I actually proved it can be done. So there've been a lot more popping out. There's another one again. This was with a different model at the time. The model at the time was called Waifu Generator. And this is what came out when I did that same prompt with that model. And you can kind of see the differences. So, and of course, here's my feed now. You can actually see the difference in what the character has become and how far Yodayo has become since then. So, yeah. This is everything I've posted. This is Rail doing cosplay, or Isolette Femme Rail doing cosplay. So remember, she is an idol. So, or at least dreams of being one. And some of these were previews of what my YouTube persona would look like, aka what you see in front of you. So with that said, we, my friends, are actually done for tonight. So do we have any last moment questions before we end? It's not that they remove the models, but they upgrade them so they get better. So some of the stuff that you've seen before have evolved into other models, and they don't generate the same images as they did in the beginning. Some models I do not, at least I haven't found some of the earlier models that I used to use. So yeah, so I in particular have not been able to recreate some of other um the other photos that I did before because of it. If that makes any sense. So um let me stop this. Yeah. So yeah, that makes any sense. I was not able to, yeah, recreate that. Um anything else before we end all this? Because, before a couple of people pop back in here and start trying to embarrass me again. um oh yeah, you definitely tuned in too late. Oh, you, I'm not talking about. I'm not talking to you, Juan. Not right now. I know what you did. So, I think no, Kenichi, you were actually you were actually a sweetheart. I like you. So, but yeah, so I have to do this 4 times, to maintain a constant thing. So we will probably do this again next week, same time on Friday, unless, well, she's not here. They're not here, so I will be here again next week, Friday, same time. Um, I'm not sure everyone's time zone, but my time zone is Eastern, so I will be on. Will be 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. 2000 to start our stream again, and I will try to not continue to embarrass myself when I'm on cam, and hopefully no more technical issues, and I'm wishful thinking myself. So yeah, so this will be another V2 Connect episode on Fridays. That's what we're gonna do, and some Yodayo generations, okay, and we'll go from there. So anything you want to say before I close this? Anyone besides see me? I see you. All right. I'll see you all next week. If you are interested in some of my other content, I do stream every Saturday tabletop game, Pathfinder. Sundays are supposed to be our scary game night. I will not be streaming this Sunday, but next Sunday, and I also do random games on Wednesdays. So if you just want to tune in and watch me game and watch me have a fool, no, not on Discord, on Twitch, on Twitch, on Twitch. So on Twitch and YouTube, I stream to both every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Wednesday. We do different things. Okay. If you need a link, just poke me in Yodayo or in my DMs, and I'll send you a link. Other than that, I will see you next week for creating a visual novel. So, see you next time. Bye.